How dare you block this road? We have a right to be here. Not anymore, you don't. I own the deed and the keys. Now, get out. I've been making that drive since 2018. I-40 west out of Charlotte, then 321 north into Boone County. The county roads twist up into the high country, where the air gets crisp and the views stretch forever. I know every bend of Summit Trail Road, all 1.7 miles of it from the highway to my driveway. It's my private road on my private land leading to my private house. That January afternoon, the bare hardwood ridges stood stark against the sky, and the creek bubbled alongside the road. I rounded the final left curve at 3:28 p.m., and the motion sensor light was on. It only kicks in at dusk. This was mid-afternoon. Something had tripped it in the last 20 minutes. An unfamiliar car sat in my second garage bay. The front porch light was glowing. I never leave that on. I walked to the door and slid my key into the lock. It wouldn't turn. Someone had changed it. Through the sidelights, I saw a coat rack that wasn't mine, a lamp that wasn't mine, furniture arranged like someone lived there. Someone was squatting in my house. I backed away, got in my truck, made 3 calls. Then I drove to the bottom of Summit Trail and parked across the only exit. I'd spent 25 years as a federal prosecutor. I know when someone's about to bolt. I bought the Boone County property in 2018 for one reason: the solitude. After 25 years prosecuting in Charlotte, I needed that chosen quiet, not the noise of courtrooms and crooks. The house was perfect. 18 acres on a ridge for 1,800 square feet of timber frame build, a wraparound porch facing west toward the Blue Ridge, with no other buildings in sight. And Summit Trail Road, 1.7 miles of gravel, all mine, no easements, no neighbors using it. Private everything. What's mine is on paper, recorded, crystal clear. I drive up from Charlotte a few times a year. Springs for the rhododendrons blooming, falls for the leaves turning gold in that afternoon light you only get in North Carolina's mountains. Winters now and then for the snow's hush. Summers occasionally. Thomas Riley handled maintenance since 2019. A Boone local who checked monthly, coordinated contractors, kept me posted. Solid setup for 5 years. Last visit, September 2024. Planned a January stay, a week or 10 days a winter piece. Told Thomas in December. He said the heat was on, driveway plowed after a snowfall. But he didn't know, and couldn't have, what happened in those 11 weeks since his October check. The drive from Charlotte takes about 2.5 hours on a good day. I know it by landmarks. The Lenoir exit, the Caldwell County line, where 321 starts climbing and the engine feels the altitude. Turned onto the county road at 3:15 p.m. January in Boone County. Gray skies, bare trees, creek whispering through my cracked window. That creek runs beside Summit Trail for the first half mile. Part of the ritual. Turned onto the trail at 3:20. Gravel crunches under tires, one lane with pull-offs. Through hardwoods and hemlocks, over the timber bridge at 0.6 miles, up switchbacks to my driveway at 1.7. House peeks through trees around the last curve. At 1.4 miles, I saw it, and the driveway light on. Dusk activation, 5:15 p.m. in January. It was 3:28. Something moved recently. Pulled in slow. Silver Subaru Outback, Boone plates, not a contractor, not delivery. Personal car, parked like it belonged. Porch light on. I sat a moment, then tried the door. Key fit but didn't turn, wrong pins. Locks changed. Through sidelights. Stranger's coats on a rack, wrong lamp, living room rearranged. Someone living here. I'm not one for knee-jerk reactions. Prosecuting teaches you to separate facts from feelings. Assess, then act. Back to truck, 3 calls. First, Michael Reynolds, my Charlotte property lawyer for 9 years. Handled the 2018 by boundaries, easements. Ex-criminal defense guy. Handy for crossovers. Michael, I'm at the Boone place. Locks changed, someone's inside. P. Oz. Inside? No. Truck and driveway. Don't enter. Call sheriff, then me. Don't talk to them. Second, Boone County Sheriff's non-emergency. Concise. Owner of record. Unauthorized occupant. Deputy requested. ETA, 35 minutes. Third, Thomas Riley. Voice strain, bad times. Thomas, last check. Silence. Early October. Dad's been hospitalized since the 12th. Should have called you. Sorry. 3 months, unchecked. November call. Vacancy inquiry. Longer silence. Late October, maintenance company. Said unoccupied till January. Who? Didn't catch name. Localish. End of call. Sat 35 minutes. Pieced it. Call to Thomas confirms empty till January. Then entry, locks move in. Not theft lived in. Occupancy. Looked down Summit Trail one way out. Drove down, blocked it nose to tail across the lane, brakes set. Called Michael back. Sheriff en route. Road blocked. Stay put till deputy. Deed ready. Yours alone. Taxes paid November. Knew that. Ooh. Thought of Pine Ridge Estates, HOA next door. Fence visible from my porch. Their president, mentioned twice by Thomas. Once asking to buy, once saying my place wasted on an absentee. Suspicion. Wait for law. I know waiting. Robert Harlan arrived at his mountain home that Friday to find locks changed. Strange car, stranger stuff inside. Away 4 months. In that time, Elizabeth Grant, Pine Ridge Estates HOA president, had entered, changed locks, moved in, lived 11 weeks. Robert called lawyer, sheriff, blocked the road. Elizabeth had one exit, didn't know it was sealed. Deputy Daniel Brooks arrived 4:11 p.m., 2 minutes early. Move truck, explained. Ownership, arrival. Locks, occupant, deed printout, habit. ID checked. Let's go. Convoy up. Cruiser first, my truck. House lit. Subaru there. Knocked. 8-second pause. Door opened. Elizabeth Grant, 55, trim, composed like community power suits her. Saw deputy, me recalibrated. Ms. Grant. Recognize her. From fence chats, Thomas mentions. Neighbor. In my hall. Mr. Harlan. Even tone. Explain. Deputy. Own this. Vacant for own it. No, but community interest step outside. Porch talk. Elizabeth's rehearsed pitch. Vacant since September, unmonitored. HOA duty, vandalism, wildlife, liability. Secured it. Contact owner later. Entered when? Early November. Ow! Unlocked. Lie, Thomas locks always. But held tongue. Locks. Security. Changed on non-owned property. Cracks in calm. Securing. Deputy to me. Walk through. Y. Is. Phone camera out. Hall. Her rack, lamp, key/change. Living room. Her sofa, mine shoved, throws, coffee table. Fireplace. Fresh ash, warm, use my tools. Photographed angles. Master. Her bed, stuff, mine to guest room. Kitchen. Her cookware mixed, food in fridge, her coffee maker. Original locks in trash, clean cuts, pro job. Photographed. Her cameras on my walls, screwed into timber. Photograph mounts. Internet. Transferred her name, my bill. Mudroom. 17 boxes, her name, my address. 89 photos total. Prosecutor's thoroughness. Deputy noted. Unusual. Report, Sergeant. Vacate now. Yes. Gave her 2 hours, supervised. First 40 minutes, argued. Property at risk, owner absent, her effort, vulnerability. Deputy patient, then short, then silent. Move now or nature changes. She loaded, bedding, personals. Big furniture stayed, for legal. Cameras removed, her carrying them. Left 6:43 p.m., taillights vanished. Changed locks that night. 3 deadbolts from Boone Hardware. Doorbell my cameras. Called Michael 9 p.m., full report. Internet transfer, identity fraud. Locksmith Pro. Ooh, Thomas's call. Maintenance company. Pine Ridge's contractor. Ridgeline Services Boone. Check registration tomorrow. How long watching? Thomas mentions. 2023 sale, ask. Wasted comment. Planned. Full case. Entry, contractor off. Prelim Monday. Sat in living room. Her sofa wrong, space violated. 11 weeks. Michael called Monday. Weekend records. Pine Ridge filings, Ridgeline Reg. HOA accounts via cooperative board. Contractor, Ridgeline since 2016. October 28th, Elizabeth called owner Richard Klein direct. No board. Secure vacant neighbor as safety. Locksmith Mountain Lock and Key, October 31st. $340 to Ridgeline. Build HOA November 8th. Off dock. Her creation. Emergency property security off on HOA letterhead. Cites Article 9, Section 4. Nuisances in community. But that's member properties. Yours isn't. Fabricated. DA. Characterizes. William Hayes and Susan Miller resigned November 14th. Talk to Michael. William, ex-contractor, spotted odd invoice. Called Richard, explained. Pulled doc, read provision. Called Susan, property lawyer. Confronted Elizabeth. Calm, unapologetic. Authority to act. Susan, breaking/entering. Resigned, citing liability. Didn't know occupancy. William, knew she wanted it. Jewel, wasted. Thought by not this. Criminal referral Tuesday, 40 pages. Deed, taxes, timeline, contractor, invoice, doc, internet packages. Charges, breaking/entering, felony, no force needed, felony trespass, 11 weeks, locks, identity fraud, internet, false pretense, HOA funds. Flagged wire fraud. Detective, thorough. Client's experience. Richard cooperative. County attorney agrees. No off. DA soon. Damage assessor, January 22nd. Boone contractor via William. 4 hours, January 24th. Locks/hardware, $2,800. Camera repair, $1,400. Internet, $800. Inspection/reamed, $3,200. HVAC, plumbing flu. Occupancy, $23,375, 77 days at $8,500 per month comp. Total, $31,575. Foundation for civil. Add distress, punitive, HOA exposure. Remaining board learned full finances January 27th. 3. Gary Trent, Susan Cho, Phil Waverly. Pulled records. Locksmith known, but more. November 12th, Ridgeline HVAC/flu, $420. 29, cleaning, $380. December 14th, weather strip/drain, $610. 27, cleaning, $380. January 3rd, propane, $1,740. 9, prep, $600. Total, $4,870 from HOA. Invoices under $2,500. President's limit. Structured. Insurance assessed January 30th. Exposure high. Acted as president. Used resources. Defense. Abandoned, diminished rights. Community interest, president off. Michael's response. No abandonment. Taxes paid. Manager filed. Contactable. Provision member only. Internal comms. William/Susan saves. Minutes/emails. March 2023. Underutilized community use. Susan no off. September 2023. Jewel wasted. Hand note. One way or another. Part of community. October 2024 email. Vacancy safety. William, not ours. 2 weeks later, called Richard. Premeditated, 14 months. Grand jury indicted February 18th. 4 counts. Breaking/entering. Larceny, services, false pretense, trespass. D. Minutes clearest intent. Civil filed February 20th. $291,445. Occupancy $23,375. Damage $8,200. Misappropriation $4,870. Distress $85,000. Punitive $170,000. Fees. Response. Abandoned. Necessity. Good faith. Reply. Auth doesn't exist. Criminal trial April 7th. Defense. Abandoned. Necessity. Faith. DA. Tax receipt. Deed. Management Act. Thomas testified. Not abandoned. No auth. Minutes read. One way or another. Plan over 14 months. Guilty all counts. Sentencing May 14th. DA sought jail. Defense service/fine. Judge, intelligent woman, led community. Said intent allowed, waited, fabricated, occupied. Plan, 18 months suspended, 3 years probation, $15,000 fine. Civil judgment June 3rd. Full amount. Insurance settled $94,000 plus reforms. Elizabeth's $197,445. Lien on home. Pine Ridge election late May. William President unanimous. Called. Should have taken seriously. Sorry. You cooperated. That's enough. Drove up 1st June weekend. Summit Trail Green, leafy. Parked sat. New locks, cameras, repairs done. Flew clean. House whole. Thomas arrived. Porch view, ridges gold and light, Pine Ridge fence distant. Robert, if I'd checked, she targeted a prosecutor's home, lived 11 weeks. Her choice. Nodded. Stood silent. What made you block road? 25 years prosecuting. No runners. Elizabeth Grant watched Robert Harlan's mountain home, 2 years. Call it underutilized, wasted. Said in meeting she'd have it one way or another. When manager lapsed, she forged doc, called contractor, changed locks, moved in 11 weeks. Robert arrived January Friday. Key failed. Called lawyer, sheriff. Blocked road. Elizabeth had one way out, on his terms. What do you think about stories like this, where power gets abused and justice fights back? Share in the comments your take on violence and injustice in everyday life. Stand your ground. Voice your views.